Hello everybody, my name is Pravus and welcome back to more Surviving Mars in our maximum difficulty run. Currently dealing with another cold wave. Otherwise looking kind of okay. I mean, we always have the farm to look forward to, so that's been a fun little development. But otherwise, yeah, I think we're looking fairly sustainable. Running really low on machine parts and polymers, which does definitely concern me, but if we can indeed start stocking up some of those resources, we're going to be looking A-okay. Let's go ahead and actually change this up so that we can have somebody go and work during the night, because we know that heavy workload is still pretty darn good regardless of circumstances. Trying to build up a polymer factory. That will help us become sustainable, at least on this front, if and only if I can get my population up a little bit faster. But we're looking pretty good on that front, with the average comfort rating sitting at 77 right now, which feels like pretty darn high. I mean, in theory, in a good, stable colony, that is greater than our replacement growth required. That said, a disproportionate percentage of my population is middle-aged right now, so I'm highly concerned that we'll have a weird dip in our population, right? We'll have a good birth rate for now, but then all the middle-aged people, like consecutively, one soul after another, are going to become seniors, and I'm going to have nothing but what's left of our Martian-born population to repopulate, and that would take a very, 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 very long time. So I'm not looking forward to that at all. Yeah, highly concerned, highly concerned. It's the one thing that could kill me. But if we can get self-sustainment on our machine parts and our polymers, eventually electronics, I think we would technically be able to survive most of what the game's got to throw at us, at least until the big, like, crisis event hits us. I'm gonna get myself an extra oxygen tank for safety, by the way. So we'd be okay, but the population's the one thing that can really mess me up. There are some options. I have to look into what's involved with these. I know we could do covert operations and try to recruit their colonists, and maybe that could be a way of trying to sustain myself if things go horribly wrong. But I don't know what the costs are yet. I'll have to do some research on that. We're not there yet. Okay, we're not there yet, but we are going to get there soon if we're not careful. So let's pay attention to some of that. Let's continue scanning up some more sectors wherever we can. Let's see. Almost done with the ramp, I'm hoping. 42% of the way to the ramp. It's going to be a bit longer, but we're almost ready to access a whole load of more resources. That'd be awesome. Got a rocket on the way back with some much-needed polymers and machine parts. So that at least will be good. I mean, it says we needed 0.6 for maintenance. That's not too bad. It's mostly construction projects that end up taking all my machine parts for now. Yeah. I mean, we're doing sort of okay. I don't know. One thing we could potentially do is start reducing how much fuel we are refining. If it feels like we're getting too much. Right now, I feel like we could really be using all of it for rockets, but it's a thing we could do. We do need to pay attention to renegades in the near-ish future, because now that we're over 15 population, renegades are a thing. Now, my understanding of the way that the math works, I could be wrong on this, but my understanding is that each individual dome gets a formula applied to it. The first 15 citizens are safe. Children don't count toward that limit, but there's always, like, the first 15 are fine. You're never going to have a renegade. After that, every fifth colonist, so 20% of everything above 15, will become a renegade. One per soul is my understanding. Let's go ahead and put you off for the moment. So what that means is, I think up until 19 colonists were fine, and then once we hit 20, the next soul, one of them will become a renegade. So 19 is kind of the optimal pops where we just want to stop there if we don't want to deal with any renegades. Now, that's weird because there are actually a couple of different ways to approach this in the early game. We could either have a series of small domes with no more than 19 pops each, and we should never have any renegades, right? Because it's per dome. Oops. All right, we gotta go turn this off. And that could be fine. Alternatively, eventually what we'll probably migrate to is one colossal dome where everyone lives at once. And yes, we'll have numbers above 20, so we're gonna have, you know, every fifth person will become a new renegade, but only at a rate of 1 per soul. And if our birth rate is high enough, we can just send the renegades to the farm. So it's no problem. The worst thing you could do is go above 20 and have that in multiple domes at once, right? Because if I've got, let's say, 90 pops, and I split that up into 3 medium domes with 30 pops each, we're going to get a handful of renegades. Something like, let's see, 9 renegades, I think, in total. And we'll get them at a rate of 3 per soul, because it's 3 different domes. Whereas if we had all 90 pops in one giant dome, yeah, we can still have up to 9 renegades from that, but, or actually, I think in that case it might be more than that, but at a rate of only 1 per soul. So, like, it's the same ultimate number, it could be the same number of renegades, or maybe a higher number of renegades, but as long as it's only 1 per soul, if your birth rate's high enough and you're feeling comfortable with that, you can get away with 1 big dome. Otherwise, you're kind of limited by a bunch of small domes. Nobody likes a bunch of small domes, right? Whatever. Either way, we do have a pretty high comfort rating. What I'm going to do now is turn off the art store, and I'm going to keep an eye on this, because I think my comfort rating is going to stay high for a bit. We may want to turn this on every time my comfort drops below 80. But for now, why use up the polymers? We already don't have a lot to work with, right? So let's just ignore that. Now, we have not been making a ton of progress in these videos because, you know, I mean, it's hard difficulty. The earlier stages, trying to get our foothold is the hardest part. But, like, not a lot of growth is happening. It's mostly just sustain and beg that our population to grow up, right? That's all we're doing. So what we're probably going to do now is employ a series of jump cuts wherever I think it's appropriate and nothing's really exciting happening, so that we can actually make more progress per video, because I don't want to turn this into a 40-video series, you know? As far as my goal to end the series, it comes down to these milestones over here. I want to finish all 5 of these. That's going to require getting up to 9 breakthrough tech, so it's not going to happen immediately. A Mega Dome's a pretty late-game tech as well, so there's a lot to do. And if we can reach those 5 goals and hit a point where I feel like I'm pretty dang well sustained, then I'm going to feel comfortable walking away and saying that we won. I'm not going to turn this into a giant terraforming run. Fun as that would be, and we probably will use some form of terraforming, it's just too much. I'm sorry, terraforming takes for freaking ever, and I'm just not in the mood, okay? I can't be bothered. So, yeah, that's going to be the goal. Anyways, along with that, jump cut. Oh, good lord. We just get out of the dang cold wave, and what do we see? We have a great dust storm on the way. Okay, great dust storms suck for a few reasons. First off, they're going to break a lot of my stuff in the form of drones. They're also going to shut down all of my solar panels, so that's going to be terrible. We are not going to have much power generation from that. The good news is the wind turbines are going to be able to produce a lot more than usual, so that's something. But they, of course, cost me machine parts, which are, well, running painfully low at the moment. So I'm a little concerned about that, too. Yeah, this is going to be a problem. This is going to be what we call a problem. Oh, also our moisture evaporator is going to shut down. Yeah, we're going to have to shut down the fuel refineries for a bit. Oh, also our Moxies. I forgot that, too. Good thing I built a second tank over here. If we can fill up both of these tanks, we'll be completely safe. Did decide to build up another water tank, just because I feel like that's probably smart. Having an extra buffer is pretty much never a bad thing, right? Yeah, I don't think so. Well, no, I mean, we can survive this. It's not a question of if we can, it's just this is going to be a pain. And did it really have to happen right now? No, it didn't have to. The game decided to just be mean. So, okay, fine. You want to be mean-spirited? So be it, Mars. Do your worst. Oh, good news. Okay, we got another birth, so that's nice. We're up to a population of 17 now. Also, I have 1 person unemployed, which means somebody just grew up. Mazel tov. So let's go ahead and get them working in the polymer factory. They should be able to produce about 1.1 of these polymers per soul. That is enough to overcome our current maintenance, so as long as we aren't having to spend a lot, then we actually should be able to produce enough machine parts and polymers to stay on top of this and become self-sufficient. So that, at least, is pretty decent. I did remember to, by the way, close down the Stirling generator so it doesn't take maintenance issues. And yeah, I mean, it would produce more power if it were open, but it also would cost me polymers, and I don't want to do that when we have easy, cheap metals in the form of large solar panels. I can always open this up in an emergency situation. Let's save ourselves some maintenance. So that's all looking pretty good. So yeah, population of 17. All right, getting up there. Our capacity is 18 over here. And of course, when people become seniors, we always have the farm. The farm's a thing. That'll be great. Ah, and the Hopeless has returned. Good timing. All right, we're going to have some more polymers and stuff to work with, plus another Explorer, which is nice. Though I did realize, oh, we should turn this off. Of course, that's costing me water. There we go. Who needs a subsurface heater? I did realize that I'm wrong about how much science we're going to gain. Okay, we're actually not getting enough power anymore all of a sudden. Hang on. What's costing me? think it's because I left the moisture evaporators on at night, and maybe the Moxie as well. We're actually full. Let's go ahead and turn that off too. Just trying to sustain a bit more power than this. Maybe I'm getting overly ambitious, you think? Maybe. Maybe I am. Anyway, so I was realizing that the Explorer is not going to give me as much science as I thought, because there are diminishing returns on Explorers. Yeah, you can see it just jumped up to 280, not 300. So we still increased our science production by like 40%, but not as much as we were hoping for. Which, you know, okay. C'est la vie. Sucks, but we'll live. The important thing is that we increased our science production at least a little bit. Now we have to load this sucker up with some more rare metals so we can send it back to Earth. That's going to be a little while, but at least having some more polymers and stuff on hand means I can maintain all my buildings, which lets me survive for a little bit longer, thank God. And the dust storm has officially hit and shut down all of my solar panels, except, of course, for the ones protected inside of a dome, which is fun. Okay, so let's go ahead and turn on at least a couple of these wind turbines, see how we're feeling. These are going to need to turn off because we are not going to have as much water production during this time. So the extractors should be able to sustain us, no issue. Looking a little low on the power at the moment. Let's turn on one more. That actually is enough to kind of build up some power. And of course, wind turbines do not turn off at night. So as long as we leave these 3 on, we should have enough power consistently. Actually, now we're up to 18. Hang on. I'll reduce this down by 1. So only 2 wind turbines is actually enough to sustain a lot of this once the Moxies, water vaporators, and the fuel refineries are off. That's not as bad. That's not as bad as it could have been anyway. Okay, good. So as long as this doesn't cause a ridiculous amount of damage, we'll be okay. As long as we don't get certain negative events called dust sickness, we'll be okay. Yeah, I mean, this is not the worst. I could see a lot of, I think we're gonna be okay. I think we're gonna be okay with our current system as long as randomness doesn't screw me over. Something I am gonna do is actually turn off the polymer factory here. I don't know if the dust storm is increasing its maintenance problem, but I think it is, because right now I feel like that just jumped up to maximum maintenance really quickly, considering. And if we actually turn this off, we're not going to waste our time maintaining it, so this will save me a few machine parts at a time when I have a few polymers to work with, so I'd rather do that, I suppose. Temporarily, I guess I could either go for more food or I could go for more machine parts. I think machine parts is what I'm going to shoot for. Let's go ahead and do that. Population went up to 18, by the way, so we do have at least another Earth. That's good. Oh, wow. Okay, we also just scanned an anomaly that I found and got a handful of techs over here. Okay, adapted probes, drone printing, Earth-Mars initiative, low-G engineering, planetary survey, and water reclamation. I think it's random what you get, so that feels really quite good. We have access to larger domes, reduce water consumption, discover 6 new planetary anomalies. Could be good. They're planetary anomalies, not local anomalies, so they have to go with, like, rocket launches. Earth-Mars initiative. Ooh, increased science. Yes. I think that's going to be a top priority right there, so let's go ahead and do that. Then we'll worry about things like soylent, try to increase our water production out of that. What else? Cheaper probes and have deep scan. That could be helpful. I could see this being useful for the future. I don't know. Everything else feels, at least for now, somewhat optional, but extra science just makes everything better. That's certainly better than getting another explorer, so yeah, I'll take it. Absolutely, I'll take it. Still no more seniors, at least temporarily. That's good. One thing that I have nightmares about, and I mean this almost literally, not actually literally, but I have thought about it more than I would like to. What if we actually get a lot of Martian-born and they're like really disproportionate in their gender? So we have lots of males and like no females or something like that, you know? That could happen. Actually, we can check that. What's, let's see, Quirk, Martian-born. Okay, so these are all the Martian-borns we got so far. So we got 1 female, 1 male, 2 male, 3 male, 4 male. Oh God, it is exactly what I was afraid of. Oh God, oh God. We've got a whopping 2 females for 5 males. Oh no. Also, somebody's sanity is shockingly low, working during the dark hours. You're a workaholic, you shouldn't care. Huh, this person's having some serious sanity issues. I thought workaholics didn't mind working during the dark hours. No, they don't mind the heavy load. They don't like the dark hours, though. Huh. Is it you who's the problem? I think it's you. Yeah, you're the issue. So you don't want to work here in the grocer. I'll tell you what, since you're having issues, all right, I'm going to pull you back. No, wait. There we go. Let him work the night hours. You go back over to the machine factory. There we go. Sanity problem solved. Yeah, so here's the thought, right? We don't have enough females. Literally, if I don't give birth to a lot of females fast, they're not going to come of age in order to continue sustaining the population. I have Martian-borns, but only a couple of fertile couples. That's a big frickin' problem. Here's a thought. Okay. So bear with me for a second. Can we go raiding for women? I'm serious, though. Can we go raiding for women with the covert ops? Is that a thing that we're able to do? I don't think we can specifically say we want to recruit women, but maybe we can. I don't know. Yeah. This is starting to sound very caveman-esque, but I mean, we need females to continue building civilization. Without females, we all die. Can we be the cavemen who travel over to the other tribe, club the women over the head, and drag them by their hair back to my base? My God, I'm horrible. But I'm trying to think, like, what do you do? We gotta survive somehow, right? This might be how we have to do it. As much as I hate to say it, but I think it might be. Ooh. Ooh. I need to research covert ops, is what it comes down to. I really need to do some research on that and see what's involved. If I can go raiding for women, we might have to. God, this playthrough. Raiding for women, but also sending old people and dissidents to the farm where they literally suffocate and die. Oh, and don't forget, pretty soon we're going to be able to harvest their bodies. It's kind of awful. It's kind of awful. We have 5 malfunctioning drones. Yeah, the dust will do things like that. Tell you what. No, we need somebody who's actually been charged. You go charge up real quick. Go charge yourself up. Unless somebody else has a good charge. Do you have a good charge? No, you'll be fine. We just need to charge up a drone because I need to go and repair some more drones. If we can do that, that'd be great. Actually, you're perfect. You're a great candidate. You just fix one. Fix one of these guys, and they'll fix the rest of them, and then we can continue working on the ramp. I still got to make progress on the dang ramp, but yeah, the dust is going to mess a few things up. Look at the maintenance costs just skyrocketing for, like, everything. This sucks. Oh, let's also not forget that we want to continue, like, flattening the terrain when we can. Do something like this, make it a low priority, I guess. That's fine. Maybe do it over here as well or something. I don't know. Well, we'll flatten out what we can. Low priority. If you're bored, that's a good use of time. You should do it. Oh, we got ourselves a senior. Y'all know what that means. It means we need to send Ida Bergstrom. Oh, one of our sexies? No, that sucks. Anyway, we need to send Ida over to the farm. New retirement community just for you. It's gonna be awesome. Why don't you just walk your way right over there, Ida? Don't you worry about it. Bye. Have a wonderful time. Again, I feel like we are not producing anywhere near as much machine parts as they say we are. Machine parts production 2, maintenance only 0.5. Well, that means I should be building up a pretty nice little stockpile. And yet, somehow, I'm looking at the numbers soul by soul, and I'm thinking, we're not exactly getting a stockpile. So I'm a little concerned that something's lying to me about what we're producing. And I'm definitely not producing any polymers, which obviously isn't doing me any favors either. It may have something to do with just the sheer amount of maintenance we're having to do. That might be all it is. Maybe. But I do know that I'm particularly peeved about it. Oh, look what else is about to break. Both of these. Stop working soon unless it receives maintenance. Oh, goody. Tell you what, can you... Don't go get resources. All right, fine. How do I tell you guys to prioritize freaking maintenance? You're obviously not supposed to be working on flattening. You're supposed to be doing maintenance. Fix the things, dang it. What's wrong with you? The good news is the ramp is just about to be finished, which means we're finally about to have access to a whole load more resources. Nope, I say that. Wait a minute. 2 malfunctioning drones. Hang on. Get over here and repair these before you all break down. Gosh dang it. We've been working on this ramp only since, you know, like video 2 or something. There we go. All right, ramps finally done. Fan-flippin-tastic. Let's go ahead and move these guys back for the time being. So, we just opened up a load more resources. Let's go to the Explorer and see if we can scan an anomaly, which I think will assist us in getting our current tech a little faster. We have 2 anomalies up over here. You go over here, research this. Let's see if we can unlock some new breakthroughs or something, and then if we have to, we'll just go scan both of these. But getting one of these scanned up, I think, will be enough to finish up the Earth-Mars initiative, and that will be helpful to just boost my overall science. So the faster we get that done, the better. So let's see, what other resources do we have available here? Fair bit of surface metals and such, mostly just metals. Was hoping to find some free polymers and stuff. Did not look out there, but alright. Did find some more metals up over here, too. I guess we'll just go ahead and clear all this out real quick, bring this back. And then we'll head back down the ramp. Speaking of ramps, I suppose we could go ahead and set up another one. We do want to eventually access the area down here, yeah? Let's see. This doesn't look like a ramp. That's flattened. Hang on. Real ramp. There we go. What would it take to get one? That's about as small as I can make it. Okay. So that's going to be our next ramp to unlock this area. Eventually we'll have to have ramps that kind of get these guys together as well. I guess we can go ahead and plan that out. Let's see. Yeah, that's pretty reasonable. Sure, we'll plan on that. Still a lot more scanning to do, but, I mean, eventually we'll be able to unlock a couple more areas. So, that's something. A colonist has died. No, we actually have another senior already, and I've already sent them over here. So that was 2 seniors kind of close together, unfortunately. So yeah, we're going to go back down to 17 pops. It's going to be a problem. It's going to be a problem. I need to pillage. I need to pillage. It's like, what is it about 2021 that's Viking? Even on Mars, I'm a freaking Viking. God, I swear I have Viking DNA somewhere in me. I don't know if that's true. I mean, I'm mostly Dutch. But I did create Dutch Vikings in CK3, so I don't know. Maybe it's not as far-fetched as you guys think. Anyway, just saying. Fun facts. We definitely need to do that. All right, the Earth-Mars initiative is done. Thank you for that. So we have a bit of extra science coming in. We can continue working on that Soylent Green, which actually will be helpful if we're about to have some old people die off. Because they give us 1 food, I think, when they die. Which, you know, if we kill them within 24 hours of becoming seniors, it easily pays for itself. And that little bit of extra food helps sustain us for a little bit while we try to build up the soil quality still. Still working on that, slowly but surely. Gosh, dang it, with these stupid leaks. Oh well, it could be worse. Again, I've had events, or at least I know of events. I did some research. I know there are events where you can get, like, you know, dust sickness and really screw up your economy. What's this anomaly? 50 new applicants available on Earth. Oh, that's useless. Thank you. What's that meme? You know, the little guy. He's all like, "Wow, this is worthless." That's basically what that is. Yes, I know some of my memes. It's crazy, isn't it? But I actually know some of my memes. This is what Reddit does to you. You learn these things against your will, but you do learn these things. Okay, we finished with Soylent Green, and I actually did just finish up one of my missions. So we get free supply pods. Not with anything. I'm pretty sure what this does is, yeah, we don't have to pay $100 million to send one. So in an emergency situation, this is the fastest way that I can bring back some resources. Speaking of resources, let's send some more metals back to Earth. I can't launch during a dust storm. It's about to end. Come on. Anyway, anomaly analyzed, got all that taken care of, sweet. So now when people die, we'll get some food out of them. Now we're working on the vector pump. What do we got down here? Martian education for a university. Actually, would be nice if I could get the resources for it. Only because it does allow people to become specialists. So that's a thing. Huh. That said, I'm actually kind of tempted to go for the adapted drones just so we'll be able to actually discover more of the planet faster, but yeah. All right, so the dust storm should be about to leave me. Goodbye. Oh, a problematic Moxie. Oh, that's good. You tap a red light. It should have turned green when the dust storm dissipated, but it didn't. We can wait for repairs for 24 hours. I got plenty of oxygen. Why have this thing become more difficult over time, right? So we actually just finished up some more tech. So what do we want? That's a great question. I need to think about that, and I will come back to it in the next video. Thank you all very much for watching. Hope you enjoyed. If so, then I would ask you to hit that like button, leave a comment, and subscribe, and I will see you guys next time.